Dustin, congrats on the win.
Thank you so much, man.
How does it feel? I mean, I see, you look a little more pretty than you did a couple days ago now, but.
That doesn't hurt. Yeah, man, I'm happy to get the win. Happy to get my first main event win in the UFC. My last two fights were against former world champions, and I'm not sliding by these guys. I'm punishing them, so it speaks for itself.
Would you say that this is the biggest win of your career?
I don't know. I could say I'm very happy with my performance. It was huge to win a main event, but every fight is so important to me. Yeah, it might be the biggest win of my career.
You got another $50,000 on top of it, by the way. I'm not sure if you heard that yet or not, but of course it was fight of the night.
Yeah, and that's always nice. Christmas is coming up, and it's going to be a good one.
Was the fight going the way that you expected it to go? I mean, we saw you utilize takedowns in obviously each of the 3 rounds, but some of those scrambles were just, sickeningly fun.
Something about me a lot of people don't know is I have cardio for days, and especially when we start straining back and forth in those kind of scrambles, guys really start to fade, and I find, pleasure in that. I enjoy that back and forth. Who wants it more? Eat an elbow, now you're on bottom, boom, you're back on top. Those deep dog fights, I love that. That's why I fight. Those opportunities, those kind of scrambles, that's why I get up in the morning and go for runs and push myself harder, because I love to fight, and when it was happening, I was just happy that I was in that kind of fight. The crowd was going nuts every time we switched. It was a lot of fun, man.
With the finish, could you tell what happened to him right after it happened? When Duke walked past, he told me he thought it was a broken rib, but what did you think about what was going on with him when that happened?
I think it was a broken man more than a broken rib, but that's my thoughts, I think, hopefully nothing is wrong with the guy, but I felt like the fight was slowly slipping away from him after the cut, and after the takedowns, he realized I was strong and I was going to stay on top. He couldn't submit me. All the triangles he threw up, I knew his legs were going to be tired when we got back up, because I used to be a bottom guy who used to chase triangles, chase arm bars over and over again, but that takes a lot out of your legs, especially when you're a mover like the way he fights, bouncing around, throwing kicks. I knew it was going to take a big impact on the way he fights. So like I said, I hope he's okay, but I think it was more of a broken man than a broken rib.
What was going through your mind when the fight got paused there for the cut to be looked at and then for him to get cleaned up? Because that was a long time. It was like 45 to 60 seconds.
Yeah, as soon as the ref stopped us in the position, I knew what he was stopping us for immediately. I mean, his eye was a pool of blood. But when the doctor came in, I was kind of wondering why it was taking so long, and I kept seeing the doctor wipe and then look at the ref and talk and then wipe his eye and his nose again. I think his nose is broken, I'm pretty sure, because when they wiped it, it seemed like it was a little bit disfigured. I thought they were going to stop the fight, really, because it was taking too long, and he kept talking to the ref, but they let it go on, and I'm happy for it.
We heard you call your shot with John Anik afterwards, obviously. Do you have a preference for who wins that fight? Because we know, as we talked about earlier in the week, that you want that Alvarez fight back. And
I hope Eddie wins, and then we can build this up into what it should be, a rematch I should have got before this fight even happened tonight. I should have been an automatic rematch. He shouldn't have been rewarded with a TV show and more publicity and another big fight against another high-ranked guy. He cheated and got out of a fight that he was losing, and he should have been forced to run it back with me. I'm the guy who got robbed in that fight. One of them.
And then you were yelling down to the matchmakers, I believe, right afterwards, obviously requesting that fight. What do you think the odds are? If you were going to put odds on it, what do you think the odds are that they'll reward you with the winner of that fight?
100%. I mean, I've earned it. I don't deserve it. I'm not begging for it. I earned it, and then we move on.